Yo, I'm Chris.
Hey, it's me, Chris, a.k.a. Killer's Bears, a.k.a. Built Different, a.k.a. Chubby Rain himself, the flesh of the guy your mom is always talking about. Welcome to the Octopodd. That's pod with 2 D's, because everything is better with double D's. Ask your father, because he surely didn't marry your mother for a personality.
True, neither did I.
Huh?
But this is something new that we're doing, and it's mostly because whenever we do our videos, where we react to movies, we always talk about them at the end, and I feel like we always cap it at 10 minutes. And for certain movies, we have a lot more to say.
Yeah, 10 minutes isn't long enough for an entire movie to kind of like... Because it's not a review. We talk about it, we go in depth, we touch on the themes and whatnot. It's more than just a review, you know? And as you said, when it hits the 10-minute mark, we're just like, all right, wrap it up, let's cut this out and get it done with.
Yeah.
And it just leaves us empty. Like, we have so many more things to say about certain films. Some of them, we could leave it at 2 minutes and we're good, all right? Some of them, it's all right like that. But there are movies that just require a lot of talking, you know? For example, even like this week that we just did.
We did 3 movies that I actually have a lot to say, and specifically Donnie Darko was one where I was like, wait a minute, like, there's so much going on here that I feel like I could...
It's not even Donnie Darko, bro. Even like, what's it called there? The Wallflower one.
Yeah, Wallflower movie.
Oh man, what's the title of that film?
The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
There you go, The Perks of Being a Wallflower. That one has a lot to talk about too, more than I thought.
Yeah.
More than I thought.
That would actually impress me a lot.
And then we had Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, so. Which is just, you know, gigabrain, absolute intellectual discussion.
Super big IQ. You didn't like it because you didn't have a big enough IQ for it, all right? That's the problem.
Yeah, so this is just something we're doing for fun. We're going to try it out. If it doesn't do well, it's going to disappear. You know, like that one day your dad never came in with the egg carton? It's
yeah,
exactly
we're
like
going to pretty much do the same thing. We're just going to delist the video like we delist your father. Pretty much.
That's kind
of...
he
delisted himself.
Yeah.
All right? So that's what we're going to do with it. It's a trial and error kind of thing. We think it's fun.
Yep.
We're going to see how it goes.
Maybe we'll even have guests on to talk about certain movies. We'll invite people on.
Oh my god.
We'll think about it, but we're not you guys are not going to expect the guests. Like, we're talking just our best friends. Like, it's going to be some silly stuff. If anybody else wants to come on, we have no problem with that. Hit us up. That's cool.
Yeah.
But, like, generally, we're just going to have our best friends come on and talk to them. Because we have our friend Kyle. If you've seen some videos that we've done with Kyle, we've done Mean Girls with him. What was the other movie we did with him this year?
We did Mean Girls, and then we did another one this year. What was it?
What movie did we do with Kyle?
I can't remember it. I actually can't remember.
That's so weird.
It hurts me because I feel like it was actually a good movie that we watched with him. That was a lot of fun. I can't remember what it was.
This is bothering me. You want to look it up quick?
I'll
look it up.
Go look it up.
Distract him.
I'll talk to them while you're doing that kind of fun stuff.
I gotta be honest, like, why the hell can I not remember it?
Yeah. So if we have guests, they'll probably be our best friends who... Kyle has horrible taste in film and music. Pretty much
everything.
In all of media, he just has bad taste.
He's horrible.
It's not his fault. He was born this way, and there's nothing we can do about it. Also, if you guys want...
I think we did the first Jackass with him.
Oh, it was! Oh
That's
my god, yeah. I knew it was something big.
God. That was so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, it was the first Jackass that we watched with Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I did too.
So we did Mean Girls and Jackass with Kyle.
Yes.
Alright, cool. Alright, so that's what we did with him. So you can expect to hear from him. You might even get special guest appearance from Brandon himself.
Yeah, Brandon.
If you've ever been on the Twitch streams, we stream every Friday and Saturday from 9 p.m. Eastern to 12 p.m. Eastern.
Sadly, Brandon's actually a real person.
Brandon's a real person. He's one of our mods. I don't like him whatsoever, but he is also my best friend. Coincidence? I think not.
Nope.
Also, if you guys have any questions for us, leave some questions down below in the comments. We will be answering questions at the end of the podcast. Not this one, because we have none.
Yeah.
Obviously, since it's the first one, but for the next video, we'll go down, we'll take some questions, and for like the last 5 to 10 minutes, we'll answer some of your questions if you have anything worth.
It doesn't even have to be questions either. Like, you could ask for advice, anything. Go crazy.
Ask for advice, a recipe that you want to, or anything, just let us know, and we'll just answer. We don't care what it is, okay?
Just ask anything, and we will answer it.
Anything!
Regardless, we will choose a few of you. You lucky ones will be sent as tribute to your questions, and we will answer them with all our divine powers.
That's what we're going to do. So we're going to start off right away. We're going to start off with Five Nights at Freddy's. Let's just, like, talk about a movie.
You know what? I'm not even going to lie. Before I watch it, I'm like, man, I hope this isn't just filled with, like, stupid memes.
Well, that was my issue, too, because... So, we both went into Five Nights at Freddy's with very little information on, like, the lore or what it's about. Like, obviously, killer animatronics, like... You know that. You've been around.
Not only that, but I did play like 10 minutes of the very first game. Like many years ago when it first came out, I'd play 10 minutes, and I was like, yo, this shit's kind of lame, and I just never played it again.
Yeah, I remember watching Markiplier play it I remember I watched Markiplier play episode 1. I think I watched like 2 minutes. I was like, all right, I'm okay with that. Bye. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Yeah. I was young. I didn't really care.
Like you said, Five Nights at Freddy is basically animatronics and Markiplier. That's all I know.
That's all it is. All right, and you can't prove me otherwise. Yeah. That's all what it is.
That was my only disappointment that he wasn't in it.
Well, I mean, he had Iron Lung, right? Apparently, there was like some kind of like timing issues with him filming Iron Lung in this, and he couldn't. Yeah.
Honestly,
couldn't star in it.
Mentioning Iron Lung, I saw the trailer. I'm actually excited for that.
Looks interesting. Well, hey, maybe we'll see him in Five Nights at Freddy's too. You know, apparently it's getting a sequel. It's already getting a sequel. I'm not surprised that it had an amazing opener in the box office. It's just like it's popping off, man.
Yeah, it really did. I'm not surprised because there's like such a massive fan base for this.
Well, it's a good concept.
Say
what you will, because I'm going to be honest with you guys. Five Nights at Freddy's, the community's kind of cringe. All right, some of you guys think the chicken's hot, and I don't know why you do that. See, that's where I was just like, ooh, okay, so it's got these kind of guys, like, roaming around, just, like, so we're lurking in the dark.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They're kind of weirdos, you know?
Big weirdos.
Big weirdos, you know? sorry, guys, you kind of missed me there. I don't know why you find the chicken hot, but to each his own. Oh, so it's just, so I know that's going on in the community. So I just thought they were cringe. So I assumed that Five Nights at Freddy's is cringe.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought. But then when we watched the film, I was like, hold up! It's not that bad. No. It's actually good.
It was actually very interesting, the whole concept of it being like children who passed who were murdered. Their souls, in a way, are trapped within these animatronics because the man who murdered them hid their corpses within the animatronics. So, the evidence of their corpse and stuff. I was actually really interested in that. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, I've never seen that before.
Yeah. I guarantee you everybody who's played the game probably, like, already knew that. But it was just like, again, I feel like the movie's a lot better if you don't know anything about it.
Yeah, we're very ignorant. Like, we have no idea anything about it.
I feel like being ignorant and going into this could be a better experience for the person.
Yeah.
Because it was for me, because there was, like, a lot of interesting things. That was interesting. Oh. Even, like, Vanessa, for example, was the daughter of, what's his face there? Steve Raglan, or whatever his name is, the counselor.
Yeah, I just know Matthew Lillard.
Matthew Lillard.
Who was actually really good.
I wish he had more screen time. That would be one complaint. Josh Hutcherson hard carried the entire film. Honestly, without him, the film would have sucked. I'm gonna be real with you.
I agree.
That, like, he was so damn good. He took the role seriously. You know.
I think that's what made the movie a lot better. Is that it felt like he was actually genuinely acting his ass off. He was putting a lot of effort into it.
Yep.
He didn't just take it as a joke with the film with Five Nights at Freddy's. He played it so damn serious, and in my opinion, I think it made the movie far more than what it could be. I think if it was anyone else, it could have fallen flat really bad.
I feel like it would have flopped really hard. He just gave a believable performance, even like where the way he I like the way he kind of like he always looked upset. He had this look of absolute. You could see like. What he portrayed very well is someone who's struggling with like depression, PTSD, and all that. He was giving it off, you know.
It's like you said. There's actors out there that can actually pull it off, where they don't have to explain how they feel. They have it in their face.
Yeah, they wear it on their face.
And he definitely had. The whole time you look at this man, dude looks like he's ready to give up on life. Yeah. He just looks like he's so disconnected. He's pushing himself so hard to find some way to hold on for his little sister. But overall, with everything he's dealing with and the trauma that he in no way has processed whatsoever in all of his years.
He has not handled it in a healthy way whatsoever.
But it's hard, right? Because like you find out more about like Mike, like dude, his mom died, his dad's just gone.
Yeah.
Like bro,
he's taking care of his sister alone. He's working shit jobs that don't pay well.
Yeah.
You know, and he's just like he's literally trying to survive while dealing with severe mental health issues at the same time, and which he's not getting help for.
No, God, no. And when can you find the time for it? You got to work and you have to take care of your sister. It's hard to find that moment where you can truly like relax and be like, okay, I can now think about that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
He's got no help, and then oh God, their aunt, what was her name? Aunt, it was like Jane's, a super white girl name. It was like Aunt Jane, and dude, she was just a miserable existence. Absolutely miserable.
Yeah, she was just horrible, man. I don't know. I think like what's the word I'm looking for? The nice term for it? Oh, a bitch. My bad.
That's a nice term.
That's a nice term for what she was.
A
right?
bitch.
A bitch. That's what she was. Like a straight up, just like that. That's just how it was. That's just talk like one, act like one. I guess you're one. I'm sorry. And speaking of people in this film,
Matt Pat. Did you love that? It's just a theory.
I can't believe they let that asshole get away with this. All right? When I saw MatPat, I was like, it wasn't like shock. It's like, wow, I can't believe it. I was shocked, like, why is he here? You know, I got scared. I was just like, and I thought to myself,
I saw it in your face as soon as he came on the screen. You're like,
bro,
you're like, I know who that is.
As soon as he appeared, I was thinking to myself, don't you even say it. Don't you say anything about it being a theory, all right? And when the guy was like talking about breakfast being important than lunch, I was like, I know they're setting it up. You know, I see it coming. And truly, of everything in this film, that was possibly the most terrifying moment of my life, all right? And then when he says, but it's just a theory. Bro, I was ready to throw hands at the goddamn screen, man, all right? I ain't having any of that, dude. MatPat seems like a decent individual, but not in my films, man. Don't come into my films and start talking about theories, man. That's where I draw the line. No.
I don't know if there's any other, like, cameo appearances.
There was actually a lot of cameo appearances.
I just don't know any of them.
That's the problem. I don't know a lot of them. MatPat is just like, who doesn't know him? All right, he's been around for ages.
Sadly, if you've been watching YouTube for quite a while, you know who MatPat is.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Game Theories, Mr. Theory Guy,
the man with all the theories.
Sometimes
apparently.
He's cooking some really shit theories, might I add. Like, man, I remember watching one of his videos, and like I was just sitting there listening, kind of like white noise, and I had to pause it, go back, listen to it again. I'm like, what? Like, there's no way. This is literally, like, dude, you're running out of theories. This is shit.
And man, you know what? The theory life is hard, man. You gotta craft theories, man. You know, if your content creation's all theory, man,
that's rough. That is actually rough.
It's tough. You know, he has to be creative. So you know, if anything, he's a very creative individual. He's got that going for him. Just don't say any theories in my movies, please. I feel like that's like a jump scare to me.
Jump scare.
MatPat's on the big screen. What is that? I don't know. Whatever. He's all right. I like him.
I'll be honest. Like, the only thing I kind of threw me off a bit with the movie as well was probably Vanessa. She felt very just weird. The way she was just popping up everywhere.
I mean, she would, but she's supposed to be weird. She's supposed to be suspicious.
No, I know that, but like, it's just like how she just turns up at every corner. Like, it was just weird as shit. Like,
well,
I don't know.
She's like she's keeping an eye on the place.
Did you see did you see the Vanessa memes?
Vanessa memes.
Yeah, I just memes her looking. Like, I'm not even kidding. So her just like.
Wait, there's Vanessa memes.
You could talk about stuff. Let me go look it up.
I mean, I don't know what to say about Vanessa memes. I think the actress was pretty though. That was one thing I noticed. I was like, damn.
Yeah,
man.
no shit.
I was like, bro, man, like I'd let you arrest me any day of the week. Like, god damn.
Where's the Vanessa meme? I saw people making memes of Vanessa. It's just her looking, kind of like looking. Yeah, like she's just blankly staring in a terrifying manner. Where is it?
I don't know.
Oh god, it's not. I can't find it here.
Should you search up her name FNAF, her name meme? Maybe you'll find it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kept seeing this.
Now I'm interested. Now I'm kind of like.
See, like this is it in the anime thing. Yeah, it looked like that, but live action. Oh, right here. That's it. That's the face. I see everybody posting this shit today.
Why? They'll just wait. But what is it? What's the context behind the meme? Why do you post this?
They'll post like.
Okay, so let's say someone posts someone weird, you just post this face.
Yeah, like if someone says something out of hand or out of pocket or just strange, you just throw that up. Or even like I see people who post this like, oh, I had a really good day today. Just post that. I don't get it. You know, I'm gonna save it. I'll just pop it in the video. I'll pop it on the video for YouTube just so people can actually see
it. Because they have to see it. It doesn't make sense.
They gotta see what I'm talking
about. You gotta have the context of what this looks like. Yeah. It's really funny.
There. I
saved
saved it.
There we go. Good.
Did it save here?
I believe so. Yeah, it looks good. Also, I want to talk about I want to go more into the actual movie rather than the acting and whatnot. The acting was fine. I had no gripes with the acting. Vanessa was a bit weird here and there.
And Jane felt like a cartoon supervillain.
Yes, she
like a Disney villain, I would say. Actually, might be the most appropriate way to put it.
Yeah, but she wasn't all that there.
No, I don't care. I just thought I just thought she was really silly and weird. I liked it.
I liked her lawyer. I can't remember his name.
Who?
Her lawyer.
Doug.
Doug just like. I thought Doug was actually hilarious, man. We didn't get enough Doug. We need more Doug.
I think we need a Doug spinoff.
5 Nights at Doug's.
5 Nights at Doug's.
Yeah, you're just like staying over at his apartment.
And he just talks about his recent divorce.
Yeah. And how she took the kids.
And how he's not that, doesn't feel that bad about it.
Yeah, he's actually kind of cool about it.
He's like, oh, I guess I won.
Yeah, and you're just like, you talk to him and he just drinks all day. And you're just like, all right, Doug, that's great. You know?
5 Nights at Doug's.
5 Nights at Doug's, man. Patent. It's coming. Don't worry.
But overall, I actually just really liked the movie. I was really impressed by it.
Yeah, super impressed. I found like the animatronics. Well, not the animatronics, but like the like Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica themselves, or Foxy.
Yeah, they had actors in suits for Chica, Freddy, and I think
they were actually
Bonnie.
like
they were actually actors.
Suits?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they were actually actors.
Whoa.
I think only Foxy was actually purely animatronic, mainly because it was like pretty banged up and destroyed.
And it was very thin too.
Yeah, so you couldn't really fit someone in that.
Yeah.
But the other 3 were actually people in suits, and they kind of mastered the way of the animatronic movement.
It looked good.
You didn't even know they were real people.
No, I didn't. That's impressive. That's pretty cool. But they look so great. Like, it literally just ripped from the game and put to life perfectly. Like, it was just really good. Like, the special effects and stuff like that looked insanely good. That was it. I thought that was absolutely perfect. I have no complaints there. I know some people were talking about the film. I saw like reviews and stuff like that. And they were like, oh, you know, it wasn't violent. There wasn't like that much blood and stuff like that. Obviously, because they know the audience is going to be primarily younger kids.
The 5 Nights at Freddy fans are quite young.
They're quite young, so I don't think they wanted to go all out with the gore.
Well, they wanted to make sure that audience had a place to be there, right?
Just in case someone brought their kids, because maybe their kids were like, oh,
it's literally, I would say,
a Chica's hot.
Oh God!
And they went to the theater.
Oh my God! Oh, dude, I would die in the theater if I heard
I mean, like,
that.
I don't need blood and I don't need gore for a horror film to be good. I don't think you need it. I don't think it's necessary.
But I think I could see the complaint that it did feel like more like a child-friendly horror film.
Yeah, but
it had elements of horror, but like relatively, like I think taking a kid to go see that would be perfectly fine. And I still think it would scare the shit out of them.
Oh, 100% it would scare the shit out of them. I like the scene where what was it? I think it was Freddy like bit the girl in half.
Oh yeah, the babysitter.
Yeah, you saw but you only saw like the silhouette of the shadow in the background, and you saw like chomp and just like split her in half. That was the best like death in the entire film. It looked really cool. Yeah. Well, and that the cupcake eating the guy's face was kind of cool too. That was kind of sick. Well, then,
what's the cupcake's name?
I don't know the cupcake's name. I really don't. I didn't even know there was a cupcake in Five Nights at Freddy's.
Bro.
I didn't know Chica had a cupcake that homed on to people.
No, that freaked me out.
Just like holds it and goes like, shoots out of her hand.
Yeah, it just puts it in the air vent.
Well, yeah.
It literally vented.
Kind of funny, yeah.
The cupcake vented.
The cupcake vented, man. The cupcake sus. Who would have thought? I don't know. Well, one thing that was interesting about the film that like was kind of thrown off is that I never understood why he was like listening to in the beginning. I didn't understand why he was listening to the sound effects of nature and why he was always looking at Nebraska, a picture on the top of his ceiling. Yeah. And then he had that dream book, and I was like, no offense, bro, but you don't look the kind of guy who would read a book about dreams. You know, you just don't have that aesthetic to you. You know, you look more like you would read something much more sad.
It's like, I'm gonna be real. Like, considering how depressed you are, dreaming's the last thing I think you would do.
That's the last thing you would read about, right? Your dreams. But then as like the story unfolds about his younger brother and stuff, it's like, oh, it was kind of like
he's trying to force his memory to come back of who actually stole his brother, like, because he can't get over it. He genuinely can't, because he blames himself so heavily for it. Because he was supposed to watch his brother, but he got distracted from a damn frisbee.
Yeah, and he blamed himself for like the rest of his life because of that. And it's like, it wasn't his fault. He's a kid, man.
Yeah, and then after that, you know, everything else, mom passes away, dad leaves. It's hard not to blame yourself for all of that when everything went wrong after your brother went missing.
Yeah, that one moment ruined your entire life.
And just that whole catalyst of shit piling on top of that one significant moment. Yeah. He just blamed himself to oblivion. Yeah. And that was sad as hell. Because like I kept wondering too, like is it self-punishment? But it's not. No. It's, well, I think in a sense it was.
Yeah,
because he was really pissed at himself that he couldn't remember. Yeah. In a way, it was torturing himself, but it was truly just to like figure out who it is. Yeah. And you know, it's basically the dude who gave you the job.
Yeah, but that was obvious though that the counselor was the bad guy. It was way too obvious right from the get-go in the beginning. Just because of like how weird he acted as soon as he read his last name, and I felt like, ooh, there's a lot going on there. That felt very like.
That was a really great moment where he just like Mike and go, Like and he totally changes his attitude.
Yeah.
And the way he interacted with Mike.
As soon as that happened, I was like, oh, that's kind of bizarre, you know? That was very unnatural the way it happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I assumed, like, he was probably the big bad guy. Right from the get-go there. It was just super obvious.
Yeah.
Right? And even that, his death was really good in the end. You know, like
well,
the spring trap thing, or just like...
Also, just crushing into his...
And he just accepts
torso?
it, because he knows, I will be coming back to life anyways, and just puts the mask on, or the helmet on, and just lets himself go, peace on out there.
Yeah.
Matthew Lillard did a great job. He literally just played the same role he did in Scream again. That was it, you know?
I really, like you said, the only genuine complaint I had was that it needed more of him.
I felt like if they had a bit more of him, it would be...
It's just because he's such a good actor, and I really wanted to see more of him. I understand why they didn't.
You don't need more of him,
right?
It
didn't need it.
No, but I would have just liked to see more of him. That would have been it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Again, I didn't have a lot of complaints for this film. The acting was good. The little girl who played Abby was fine. She was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought she was pretty good,
acting
actually.
all around was pretty good. Just Vanessa felt a little weird here and there in certain scenes. I was just like,
and
the actress
and
felt
Aunt
a bit
Jane,
weird.
the Disney villain.
Yeah, she felt was a bit weird here. Luckily, she wasn't there that much. So I don't really care, and I don't have much of an opinion on her.
No.
Vanessa was a bit weird here and there. Very pretty, but acting was kind of in some scenes, not all of them. Some scenes were kind of a little bit weird. Overall, it was a great film. The scariest part of the film was probably when Abby just like gets out of the tent in the middle of the night, and then Mike wakes up and he walks into the middle and just sees like all the animatronics surrounding her.
Yeah,
and
that
like,
was
tickling
freaky.
her. I don't know. That looked freaky because I just like put myself in his shoes, and I had a little sister, and I saw that shit, man. I would freak the hell out, man. I would be having a mental breakdown.
I would beat this shit.
Right, straight up, hands are flying, animatronics or not, man.
They're
I'm
gone.
going for him, man. That was it.
You know, I know those kids. They passed away in those animatronics. They're about to pass away a second time.
Yo, we're taking them
You
down.
touch
once
my
more.
sister. You tickling my sister. Bang! Get out of here.
That's how we do it, baby.
You knock him out.
Knock him the hell. Well, we can't knock him out. We have to kill him again. They're ghosts. They can't be knocked out. We have to kill them. So we're gonna kill them again. Bang! And they're gone. Easy as that.
We'll get it done for real this time.
Yeah, there's not much more to say about Five Nights at Freddy's, though.
No, really not.
Genuinely, much better than I thought it was. Critics gave it horrible reviews.
Oh, dude, I saw it.
I feel like they just...
I feel like it was a little harsh. I didn't think it was that bad.
I think it was far too harsh. I thought the film was not as bad as they were making it out. I think it got like a 20-30% from critics. I was just thinking to myself, like...
Really?
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, like, did we even watch the same movie?
It wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't that bad. It got, then they showed the audience, and I think it was like high 70s to low 80s. So it's just like
if
I
you
feel like
told me
there's a huge disparity or a huge disconnection from critic and audience.
Critics are dickheads, man.
Critics don't really know anything of what they're talking about.
No.
They have no idea what they're talking about.
I rarely trust critics. I feel like these guys are so jaded and lost. They're dickheads. I don't like.
I just feel like they're out of touch with modern media.
They critics literally told me that Star Wars The Last Jedi was as good as Empire Strikes Back. They were raving about it, and I went and saw it opening night with the critics review.
Oh my god.
And it was one of the worst films I've seen in my goddamn life. It's the first time ever I watched a movie. It ended. I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
That was the very first words.
I had this.
That's it.
That was the same feeling I thought in my head, and I was like, that's it?
I
couldn't believe that's how the movie ended. Credits were rolling, and I was thinking, there's no way that was it. You know, nothing good happened. No, whatever.
And I saw critics saying, as good as Empire.
Yeah.
I knew it from that day on
bro,
forward.
you know they're
critics are assholes.
You know what I'm telling you, man? I'm telling you one thing, dude.
They're liars.
No, listen to me.
I hate them.
Listen to this, all right? I guarantee you the amount of money Disney gave to them to give those reviews were insane. And
it's not just that. It's because they want to have the privilege to see the movie early again, right? So if you put a horrible review, they're not going to be like, here's your early view.
There is that, but there is money involved. Five Nights at Freddy, they made the entire film was already paid off just for people buying the rights to have it.
That's crazy.
So it was paid off. It was already paid off. Whatever money they make afterwards is just extra. That's what happened. They don't have to pay reviews. they made bank. They don't have to pay reviews. They're like, whatever. Maybe that's why they got such a shit review. Or maybe the movie's actually a lot more shit and I have bad taste. I don't know. But it wasn't that bad. I thought it was. It's enjoyable.
Bad. Like if you give
possibly a 6 to 7 out of 10. I feel like depending on how I feel.
Respectable.
Yeah.
Literally respectable. I can understand why maybe some people didn't like it. But if you're gonna give it a 3 out of 10, you need to watch shittier films. I'm gonna be real with you.
There's a lot worse out there.
That's not a 3 out of 10 film. Yeah. No way in hell. But I guess we'll move on from Friday Nights at Freddy. Like,
there's not much more to say. That genuinely better than expected. I think that's the best way to put it. And I want to go into Donnie Darko. This is the one I wanted to talk about the most. Donnie Darko is the kind of film that you watch, the movie ends, and you just sit there and you've watched a masterpiece. You've watched one of the greatest things you'll ever see in your life. Like, it's that good. All right? At the end of the film, it made me believe that movies can be art. I never really thought about it, never really cared about whether it was art or not. I finished Donnie Darko and I was like, all right, I get it now. I see it. That was great.
It actually blew me away. I was just left with so many thoughts, and like really deep thoughts, and I was really thinking about things. And like I heard like a theory, like someone told me that, you know, there's people who are kind of like on two sides, and whether it was all real or if Donnie literally just because of his schizophrenia was none of it was real ever. It wasn't real.
That wouldn't make sense. I don't think that makes sense.
I don't think
Why would it not? The schizophrenia, I don't think goes to that extent. You know?
No.
How did he have an entire schizophrenic episode before getting crushed by an airplane turbine, or whatever the hell that thing, engine thing? I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it just, I don't know. They would have to explain it better to me, because I
don't think with that, like, even with like severe schizophrenia, you could hallucinate an entire day of events. Yeah, it's more so that you see things that aren't real in your day-to-day life, or you hear things that aren't real.
Yeah, I don't think the schizophrenia could be to that extent. There's multiple days. There's like a whole week going by or what. And there's multiple days going by.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't know. That's some like giga brain, big theory kind of thing.
I think it's far-fetched. Maybe I'm just not educated well enough on schizophrenia, but I truly don't believe you could just hallucinate several days in a row and they just never happen like that. Like, I understand like seeing things, hearing things that aren't really there. I know the basics such as that, but to that extent, I think that's a little like...
Again, I'm not that knowledgeable about the whole thing. I would have to check this theory out. I wanted to watch a YouTube video that explained Donnie Darko to me even more, because I watched it once, and while reacting, I was watching a movie and there's reacting to a movie. Two separate experiences, all right? Reacting to a movie, you're going to miss a few things here and there. Yeah. That's just how it is, all right? Reacting is kind of like a different... It's like you're playing a different game compared to watching an actual movie in your own time by yourself. Two separate things. So I feel like I may have missed a few things, and I wanted to find a YouTube video to explain things to me better, but I held off from it. Because I wanted to do this, and I didn't want to have the opinions of others kind of like trickling in.
Yeah, that's exactly the same thing for me.
Yeah, so
I didn't want to parrot other people's perspectives or opinions. Like, I want to keep it very genuine to the experience I felt watching it my first time. Yeah. After this, 100%, I'm gonna go look at these dumbasses.
Yeah, I would like to watch a YouTube video about it and whatnot. Yeah. I think it's genuinely could be like, I think it's Jake Gyllenhaal's greatest role yet. I've seen lots of Jake Gyllenhaal movies. He's good in every film.
He's just a good actor.
He's good in every film he's in. He takes it to an unbelievable level.
He delivers.
And he was so young in that film, and you see the amount of potential he had then.
Yeah.
And like honestly, like ahead of his time, kind of thing. Yeah. Like that was great.
Yeah. The way he played Donnie, and like just like that look on his face all the time that he's not present. You know, it's like Donnie truly feels like he's not in these moments. He's not actually really experiencing the here. Yeah. He's very caught up in his mind. He's not really paying attention, but when he does, he shows that he's really he's so aware.
He's hyper present. He's paying attention to everything that's being said. Yep. He's a man of logic. He doesn't like bullshit. No, like Donnie does not take bullshit, dude. That was one thing I learned. You know, the whole entire the fear and love thing. He did not buy that one bit.
That fear and love thing really pissed me off.
It was cringe. It was very cringe, and Donnie gave a very good reply to it. That I was just like, yeah. You know, that's logical. Yes, that's exactly it.
Like a spectrum of fear and love is just like it's dumb as hell.
It's not enough for an emotion for life. Life is filled with all kinds of emotions and things and whatnot that those two alone can't explain.
Yeah, it's trying to like show in some way that, you know, things that are targeted on the love side are like good. Anything on the fear is bad. When there's potentially a lot of evidence of things being done out of spite or badness for love. Right? Yeah. It doesn't make sense. It's not a spectrum that works.
Sometimes doing the things that you fear could turn out being great for you. You know?
Yeah, sometimes, or even just fear in general is a positive in a way.
Yeah, facing your fears. You know, recognizing fear and then facing it and conquering it could benefit you in such a better way. So it's really stupid, you know. And luckily, you know, Donnie's smart. He's schizophrenic and he's incredibly smart.
Yeah, tells her to shove it up her ass. I love that.
Rightfully so.
I loved how like proud his father was.
Yo, his dad was so cool. Like, honestly, like, he was just so, like, supportive of his son, man.
Yeah.
He was just like, yo, my son's cool as hell.
Yeah.
That was what he was thinking.
I love that as soon as he was told it, he just laughed.
Yep.
And it was funny, man.
It was funny, man. It was pretty funny. Not even that, but the greatest scene of all time, because this is kind of related to, like, him being very logical, is, like, when they were talking about the Smurf gangbang with Smurfette and whatnot, and when Donnie just, like, he seemed offended. No, like, he's a
How dare you call Smurfette a slut?
Yeah,
how dare you?
How dare you call Smurfette a thought? Like, how could you do that to her? And bro, he just like he popped off, man. He's like he looks like a number one fan of the Smurfs. All right, he knew it all, how the Smurfs were created, that Smurfette was a spy, and all this bullshit.
Yeah, for Gargamel.
Gargamel, for Gargly Garg. And it's just like, bro, how do you know all this? Like, how are you just like a Smurf mastermind?
Dude watches Smurfs.
Truly, he's a Smurf expert, a Smurf expert, Smurf man.
Smurfologist.
A Smurfologist, if you would. Yeah.
I really like how in depth he went. Like, dude, the Smurfs are asexual. They don't do any of this shit. They don't even have ding dongs.
They couldn't even if they wanted to.
They have no reproductive organs.
And I like how his homies are just like, bro, it's just like, we're just shooting the shit, my guy.
It's like,
bro, we didn't expect all that. We didn't expect you to spit all that shit, man. We're just shooting the shit. Don't worry about it, man.
Honestly.
That was one of my favorite scenes in all of cinema. That was perfect.
It was so well written.
It was really funny.
It's well written. It's well performed. The fact that it's just about a Smurf gangbang makes it even 10 times better.
It makes me wonder, is some of this like some of the dialogue in this film makes me wonder, like, is it all like to script, or was it some of it ad-libbed? Just some of it feels like there's no way it was scripted.
I don't know.
I feel like I don't know. I don't think the Smurf thing was scripted. I
think it was.
I don't know.
I think going in depth about Smurfs being asexual and the whole thing, like their creation and that, I feel like that was definitely written. Because
it's very smart, right?
So
but even
smart.
then, the writers are genius, man. Just to come up with that, like, it's just like it's a good joke.
I love that we're quantifying intelligence to writing about Smurf gangbangs.
Well, to defend the Smurfs and their asexuality, and when others mention gangbangs and whatnot, you know, respect Smurfette, guys. All right, she's a very pretty woman. She deserves to be respected. She may be blue and small. She still deserves respect. All right.
But again, do you believe it's all in his head or it happened?
It happened.
I agree.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, I think there's some people out in this world that want to be smart and they try too hard to be smart, and I think it's these kind of people. 100%. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you're looking too much into it. All right. Way too much into it. You know. Just stop. Right. You're not smart. You never will be. You try hard and it's just not gonna work. All right. Just come to terms with what you actually are. Stupid. It's okay to be stupid. Who knows? I might watch a video after this and be like, oh shit, they're right.
That'd be so funny. Right? You're just like, wait, that's a good point. Yeah. Shit.
So we'll postpone that opinion. We'll put it on hold and see what
we'll see what
like some like giga-brained Donnie Darko ologist tells me on the internet, all right?
But I think it's weird because, like, even though I watched it, like, I never even for a second thought that it was all a hallucination of sorts.
No.
It never even came to me until I talked to someone about it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, which opinion do you side with?"
I feel like it's probably that opinion came to someone who's watched the film too much.
Maybe.
I think it's a thought you have if you just watched it a lot and you're just like, oh, you know, you start to overthink things and whatnot. But I feel like if you watch it for the first time, you're not really. I don't think you're gonna think that.
No, you won't think that far.
You're not gonna think that deep into it. Which is it's a very thought-provoking film. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I just like the whole thing of who Frank actually was. That actually surprised the shit out of me.
I had so many thoughts about who Frank really was. I thought.
Would you call it a theory?
I swear to God, do not. No, it's not a theory. Leave Matt Pat out of this. All right, he wasn't in this movie. All right, thank God he was.
What if he was? He could have been an extra in high school.
Was he born? I don't even know how old Matt Pat is. Would he be around for this? I don't know.
Maybe Matt Pat was a fetus.
I don't want a fetus Matt Pat on my screen, man. I don't want that shit. Bro, no. Matt Pat's not allowed here, man. All right? Not at all. Leave him out of here.
No, but like I was truly like surprised that Frank was
is
essentially...
the man he kills later on at the end of the entire film.
Yeah, that was wild.
Kind of wild. I thought, for some reason, I had a theory thinking that, because you were talking about, like, time travel, loopholes, and stuff like that. So I was thinking, oh, could Frank be him from the future?
Yeah, just change his name or something?
Yeah, like, maybe he had a reason to do it. So that was my initial thought when we started out. And as the movie kept going, I was like, there's no way in hell it doesn't make sense anymore.
Specifically when he unmasks himself in the theater, you're like, huh?
Well, obviously.
And then his eye is all, like...
It's so cool, though.
Again, like...
It foreshadows what actually happens.
Yeah.
He blasts him right in the skull. Might I add, Donnie Darko? My man's got good aim, all right? He's never fired any firearm ever, and he has insanely great aim.
Not that. He didn't hesitate. He just went, pop!
Yeah. Well, I mean, they did run over his girlfriend.
Bro, I was like, right when it happened, I was like, wait a minute. I'm like,
you had to, like, take a double look. Like,
no,
did that actually happen?
Did she really just get hit?
Oh my god, I'm sorry, this is so out of left field, but why was Seth Rogen in this film?
Bro, right? When I saw Seth Rogen...
When you said, oh, is that Seth Rogen? I was thinking to myself, no, it can't be. It can't be Seth Rogen. And then it goes up closer, and I look at his face, and I'm like, oh god, it is Seth Rogen. But he didn't do the or anything like that.
You know what? I'm going to be honest. I'm so grateful I didn't have to sit through that.
As soon as I noticed it was him, I waited for the laugh. I never got it, and I was very happy it never happened. Never happened.
Him and the loser guy he always hung out with, the guy who was just like, he never graduated.
Oh, the guy who was like...
yeah, like the genuine
Magoo?
Biggest loser ever.
Yeah, it was just two losers hanging out with each other.
No, that guy was like Optimus.
Oh, he was like a mega loser.
He was a giga loser. This guy was just so pathetic, man. Dude's literally growing facial hair. Graduated, bro.
Tough guy who has a knife and everything. It's just like, all right, man, whatever.
Oh my god.
He's just one of those guys, dude.
Yeah, we all know those kind of guys when you're in high school.
They try to overcompensate for being like, whatever's going on with their home life obviously isn't good.
They're overcompensating the fact that they're losers.
They try to be this tough guy and overcompensate. Whatever, man. To each his own. I don't know what to say. Whatever makes you happy, I guess. I don't know.
They're losers.
They are actually losers, confirmed. The one thing about like Donnie Darko is Frank's voice was very sinister, menacing. Every time I heard it, I felt uncomfortable.
You know what was weird though for me? Like in some sort of way, I found his voice, even though menacing, comforting. It was just really soft. Every time, it was very quiet. It was very just like, I don't know. For some reason, it didn't have like. It was just weird for me. That's it.
I completely thought the opposite of that.
Really?
I didn't find it comforting. I felt like it was like shitty ASMR, and I did not like it. I don't like anybody whispering in my ears like that.
No, I think that's the freaky thing of how calm the voice was.
It's very calm. It's trying to sound soothing, and it's not. Because I don't like that. I don't like that in my ear.
I'm gonna be honest. When he burned down like the guy, like again Patrick Swayze, like the cast of this film was ridiculous.
They literally had Patrick Swayze out of nowhere. That
Swayze
me.
When he burnt down, I think his character's name Jim. When he burnt down his house and everything, and like Frank was telling him, I'm not gonna lie, the first thing I thought of when he went and listened to the voice that burned down the house was Ralph Wiggum's. He's like, the leprechaun told me to burn things.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The leprechaun.
Ralph Wiggums was Donnie Darko at one point.
Ralph Wiggums is Donnie Darko.
Ralph Wiggums is Donnie Darko.
That was the first thing I thought of. Because the voices told me to burn things or something.
Wow, yeah. I can see that actually. I didn't think of that, but yeah.
That was the first thing that clicked for me. I was like, wait, is Ralph Wiggums Donnie Darko?
Wait, that's kind of sick if he is, though.
It explains why Ralph Wiggums is really messed up.
Maybe he has schizophrenia. I don't know, man.
That was the first thing that popped in my mind. But like again, I have to say it's kind of hilarious how he was able to leave the. That's why I can see why people think it might be like all made up in his mind.
Why?
Dude, he left the theater. He burnt down a house. He came back. His girl's still sleeping. The movie's still playing. Bro, you went and burnt down a house. There's no way you were that fast because he wasn't running. Dude was strolling like a walk in the park.
I have a really good argument for this.
Okay,
like, it's like
the theater's next door.
It's a next level theory that nobody would ever see coming. I'm not even kidding you. All right, you ready for it?
Oh God, what?
It's just a movie.
Oh, true.
Time is irrelevant when it comes to film. All right, sometimes it's irrelevant. Who cares? It's just a film. You know, again, you're overthinking something that probably just isn't that important. You know, I mean,
No, I just thought it was wild. She didn't wake up once that whole time in the theater. And also watching Evil Dead.
Have you seen girls? They sleep all the time. I'm not surprised. I think it's believable.
No, but like it's Evil Dead in a theater with the loud sound. Like there's so many.
Maybe she's seen it before. I don't know.
There's so many moments where they're loud.
Okay, maybe she's not afraid of things. You know, maybe she's tough. You know, I don't know. All right.
Yeah.
Not tough enough to live getting hit by a car, but
I was just gonna.
But she's tough enough to sleep through Evil Dead. You know?
I was just gonna say that.
I already knew you were thinking that
Yeah,
as soon as you said it.
Popped in my head right away. Oh my god.
Yeah.
No. But the best part of the movie was actually the ending. Like when it played Mad World.
Oh my god, was that ever good? That song is just incredible, man.
Like only real ones know it was like the song that played for the first Gears of War when it was announced.
Yeah.
For the trailer of Gears of War. Woo! That's where I first heard the song when I was young.
Yeah, buddy.
And like since then, it's an incredible song. My God, the way it just plays and showing off his death and like
the thing is, it's just you couldn't have picked a better song. It fit the tone, it fit everything so perfectly. I was just like, not even that, but I felt like chills at that point. At that point in the film, I was like, ooh, like this shit is good, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, I was feeling it, man.
I loved every moment of it. It's just like sad that like the reality is it's like. In him dying where he was supposed to, basically leads to a better future for all the people that he has in his life, and meets in his life. Because
essentially,
the girl that he was totally who knows? Actually, her mom really sucked. Her mom just ran out one night.
Who knows, man?
I don't know.
Again, there's a lot of variables. There's a lot of what ifs and whats. This movie leaves you with more questions than answers.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. Like, genuinely, it's a movie I do feel like I have to watch again in my own time, just like...
That's the thing. I need to watch it again. I need to watch some Gigabrain YouTubers who can, like, explain this to me. I feel like I need more information. I feel like, again, reacting to a movie like this, reacting to it isn't enough to get the full picture. I feel like I need to watch it one or two more times, watch somebody's, like, analysis on it, and maybe I could finally, like, figure things out better.
Yep.
That's it. I don't think there's there's not much more of this. Oh, the one thing I want to mention before we move on, actually, is that I find it completely terrifying how he would sleepwalk and wake up in different parts of his city. I feel like that's something that's probably genuine with individuals, like they actually have this issue.
We have our friend Rory who actually sleepwalk quite a bit.
He sleepwalks and talks, but he never would leave the house. I feel like that's actually kind of scary.
That's very scary. Like you just leave your house and you're just walking out in the middle of
well, not just that, you like look at him. He woke up in the middle of a mountain on his bike.
Golf course.
On a golf course. Like, dude, that's terrifying. Like, dude, I can't imagine people who actually live like this. They probably have like special like ways to keep themselves indoors.
Like special locks on the door and etc. to make sure they can't leave.
Yeah. Something like that.
Because I remember our friend Rory, he would like sleep talk and walk. It was something that he'd experienced. I remember one night he was like just sleeping, and he kind of like woke up and started talking to the dresser.
Yeah.
It was like right beside him. He like touched the dresser. It's like, oh, you're so nice, you're so pretty, and then he fell right back to sleep.
Yeah, I remember.
It was so funny.
There was another moment I had with him where he was kind of like. He was just like sleeping. I think I was staying up late, just like playing games or whatnot. He was like passed out cold when he was sleeping over or something, and he woke up in the middle of the night. But he kind of did like the Michael Myers.
Oh shit!
I'm not kidding. You raised up like Michael Myers just died and he comes back. It's the same thing. He just like lifts up and he goes, "Boo!" and he goes back down. And I was like, I was a young kid and it kind of scared me because I was like, what the hell just happened? I thought he was like just pulling a prank on me. No, he was knocked the hell out afterwards. I was like, holy shit, dude. Yeah, he scared me.
Just like, go back.
No, it was like a like somebody like inaudible screaming almost, and I was like, what? I was genuinely terrified as a kid.
Oh god, I love that so much.
Yeah, I've never mentioned it to him though, because I was just like, how do I tell it? How do I explain this to you? Like, I don't know. It's just like, it's 5 Nights at Rory's. I don't know.
5 Nights at Rory's.
That's about it for Donnie Darko, guys.
Honestly, probably one of my favorite movies we've done.
Possibly top 5 we've done on the channel, 100% in my opinion. We're gonna move into the perks of being a wallflower. I remembered the title this time.
This one surprised me a ton because, like, when I looked at it, it's like I was thinking, maybe it's like cheesy, like,
well, not even that.
High school movie.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I picked this film to watch. Some people have recommended it to me, to us, but I just decided let's watch the film. It was like on a whim. I didn't really think much about it. Let's just do it.
Do something different.
That's it. It seemed like something different. So we watched it, but which is pretty interesting because it wasn't all that different when you take it in consideration. Kind of had similar vibes to Donnie Darko to certain extents. Weird, they're both socially awkward guys.
Mentally ill as well.
Mentally ill, socially awkward
Well,
guys.
actually, to be fair, all 3 films we watched had mentally ill male leads.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait, actually, you're right.
It's
What?
just, they all had different like levels of mental illness.
They had different forms of mental illness.
First one was like PTSD.
Yes.
Next one's schizophrenia. The third one is just like, man, like
trauma.
No, PTSD
again. Yeah, PTSD makes a comeback in this
yeah,
one.
we get another PTSD with a twist.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought of it now.
Wow, you're right.
It's all male leads who
are mentally ill.
Yeah.
Wait, it's just such a strange coincidence. We had like 3 for 3. All right.
Yeah.
I guess that's the new thing that's in now.
Mental illness.
Mental ill leads. Well, mentally ill male leads. No, okay, sure. Sign me up for a film, guys. What can I say?
I got all kinds of problems.
I got all kinds of mental problems. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but I was really surprised at how much I actually like really enjoyed. Just like I have to give like a lot of credit to who played Charlie. I can't remember his name right now.
No, I don't know his name.
But man,
oh, I know.
That guy.
He's a Percy Jackson guy.
Percy Jackson. That guy knows how to act really well. What, was he Percy Jackson?
I think
was
so.
I right about that? Maybe I got it wrong. Maybe I got it confused with someone else.
Are you sure?
Maybe. I don't know, man. There's too many guys that look like Percy Jackson, I'll be honest with you. But anyways, he was so good, it was unreal. Just the way he played, like, the awkwardness. And the awkwardness was just really relatable. I remember being that awkward guy.
Yeah, you know that
it was
I
painfully
feel like
familiar.
the thing is that the very beginning of the film felt extremely relatable. It was like almost looking at a spitting image of myself when I was in high school, except not as fat. You know?
Yeah. And minus the friend who blasted himself.
Yeah, I did have a friend who blasted himself. No, it didn't. None of that. But I mean, like, I could almost relate to the character's like quiet nature and how he would be calm and well, not calm, but he would be reserved. He would keep to himself, but at the same time, he would want to widen his horizons. Instead of like in this film, he actually made an effort. In real life, I didn't.
No, I did not.
So like he went the extra step. He actually put in an effort, which was very nice to see. Yeah. It was kind of like what if, what could have, Marvel's what if.
Yeah, it was nice to see him actually like get out of his comfort zone and really push himself, even though it was still really awkward and weird. But that's just life, man. Sometimes the things that you're gonna do are gonna be awkward.
That's part of the process. Like if you want to meet people, you want to make friends and stuff like that, you do have to put yourself out there, and you're gonna have to be thrown into awkward situations.
Yeah, it might not work out, but they could too.
Yeah,
like you can't leave it to never doing anything because you're scared. Because if you do that,
opportunities don't come to you if you don't do anything. You have to make efforts to get.
You have to make the opportunity yourself at times.
Yeah. Because
if you just stand on the sidelines waiting, you're gonna be waiting
yeah,
forever.
It was kind of like he went to like the what was it? He went to the party with them, right? He got baked and whatnot.
No, it was not even that, but he went to the football game.
Yeah, and he went over and talked to the Flash, and I'm just gonna use the Flash. That's it. I feel like that's the best way.
The Flash, yes.
I feel like Ezra Miller is now on the Flash. The Flash with questionable
past
origin story. But it was interesting to see like Charlie goes to the game. Actually, like slowly creeps up. He's creeping up the bleachers, man, coming for him. He's going.
Yeah, but I kind of like that in contrast when he said like when he first saw the Flash. Just gonna call him the Flash as well. I don't care. I know what his real name is, but he's the Flash to me. And he saw him for the first time, and he saw how he was kind of like making fun of a teacher, and and Charlie like interpreted it as like he's trying to make the new kids kind of feel
more welcomed.
Yeah, and I think that's why he kind of tried to be friends with him. He felt like maybe he'd be more welcoming to me. Yeah, and I think that's why he specifically went for to become friends with him.
Yeah, because he seemed like a very friendly individual, and he was like, "This of all the people,
if this dude does not want to be friends with me, nobody will."
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, yeah. But it was just like the guy was like not even that, but the I can't remember the character's name.
What character?
Flash played. What was
Patrick?
Patrick. There you go. Patrick was actually a really good character as well. Like, he kind of like just talked to everybody. He was friends with everybody. Very outgoing, very sociable. Never fear. He didn't fear much.
No, because like it's kind of like a classic phrase that people use. You have no enemies, right?
Yeah.
If you're not trying to make any enemies, you're not going to have any enemies.
That is true.
Sure, people are going to hate you, and there's nothing you can do about that. But they're not your enemy. They're just gonna hate you, like, oh, I don't like that person.
Yeah, they're just gonna dislike you or think you're annoying, and it's you know what? In life, there are gonna be people like that, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's just it is what it is. You know, when you're truly being yourself and you're not trying to please everybody that you encounter, that's just how it is. You know,
we get a lot of comments of people who don't like us. I'm gonna be brutally honest. I love it. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Especially when they get like really like insulting and like they're just mad for whatever. I don't know why they're mad.
Oh, they're just trying to get like a reaction out of you or get you riled up, and it just doesn't work, man. Like when you do YouTube for a career of sorts, when you're doing it like this, you have to be able to take the hits. You have to be able to take the criticism, the insults, the negativity,
the death threats.
The death threats. Like it genuinely just comes with the job. You know, it's sad to say that, you know. But that's just how it is. And the thing is, if you can't handle it, don't do it. Like,
No.
literally, if you don't have thick enough skin to deal with it, just don't do it. That's it.
I'm gonna just say it straight up. Like, if for even a second you think like, oh, it shouldn't happen. Yeah, in a perfect world, it's not a perfect world.
Yeah.
Realistically, the world sucks, and people are gonna hate you for any reason that they find. It doesn't even have to make sense. They just don't like you.
Yeah.
So be it.
That's it.
You know, all you could do is your best in surrounding yourself around individuals that actually care about you and like you, and focus on that. You can't make everyone like you.
Nope.
If you try too hard to make everyone like you, you're going to be horribly miserable.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is true.
I know, but again, the whole twist though. Let's go back to the film. Sometimes we deviate on these like topics that are actually like.
Yeah, we kind of like derail.
Like the social awkwardness in that with the character. Like I really, I don't know. Again, I feel very at home with that. But the whole twist with his aunt assaulting him really freaked me out.
Oh yeah.
Like I felt like I kind of saw that. I'm like, nah, like this guy's dealt with enough shit. No, it got even worse.
It was very obvious. It was like I told you when the film was like showing like the flashback of them during the winter scene. She says, "Oh, we'll keep it a secret between the two of us." I was like, when an adult tells a kid
that's freaky.
That bothers me, and it just it came off creepy.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like I instantly,
even I felt weird.
I knew it. I was just like, don't tell me that. I was thinking like, there's no way that's where this is going, and it kept going and going, and I was like, oh shit, it is.
Yeah. That really was just threw me out, and it made sense. Like as you're watching the whole film, and you see Charlie. Whenever it comes to intimacy, he can't say no. He doesn't push anyone off, but like you can see that he is uncomfortable though. You can see that he's not really feeling it.
It's kind of like even when he was dating Mary Elizabeth, I think her name was, and you could see like he was unable to say no to her, like dating her and stuff. Like he just went with the flow. He didn't know how, and even like when his mom was like, "Why don't you just break up with her?" He's like, "You can do that." It was funny, but at the same time, it's kind of sad because you realize he doesn't know how to do that.
No.
And he literally persists until he messed up big time.
Well, it's mainly because he didn't know that was possible because he couldn't get away from his aunt.
Yeah.
And that's why he didn't know it was actually possible to end this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's an even sadder element to it.
Yeah. That's when the movie gets even deeper when you think of it like that, right? When you understand his trauma and it starts to explain or express everything why he is the way he is.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
It all comes together, and then you feel even worse for him. Like, the whole time he's trying so hard to get out of his comfort zone, and through that, he's landing into these situations where he's feeling very uncomfortable.
He's very, very vulnerable and putting himself in situations that are giving, like, the thoughts are coming back. That's what he was saying. The thoughts are back.
Yeah, it's kind of like in a way traumatizing or reopening those old wounds.
Yeah, or like even like when he was like when he went and helped Patrick, he beat the shit out of those bullies and stuff like that. Like he blacked out. Like he was like starting to black out and stuff like that, like horribly. And it's just like, bro, you need some help, man. Like holy shit.
If you start blacking out, not out of like rage or any kind of strong emotion,
yep.
See a professional. That's not healthy.
Like after he was with Sam or whatnot, when Sam moved away, I found like the whole scene of him like walking home, distressed, absolutely like just losing his mind. Dude, the actor took it to another level. Like he went even further beyond surpassing his limits. It was so good. Even when he calls his sister, you know, he's like, "Oh, you know, you remember Aunt, whatever her name is.
I killed her. It's my fault.
It's my fault and stuff like that. But what if I wanted her? What if I wanted her to
and
die?"
I think that's the biggest principle of the whole film is the fact that he feels so much guilt is that he was so relieved when she died.
Yeah.
And he couldn't come to terms of it at all because like.
Well, not even that, but he can't come to terms with it, and there's no one to communicate this with.
Yeah, because nobody knows what his aunt did to him.
Yeah, because
everyone else is sad, but he's like, I'm the only one who's different.
I'm happy. I'm relieved. You know?
And that's where comes this guilt and like there's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
You know, and as a kid you can't process that properly. You have no understanding of what's actually going on.
Yep.
Where everyone's sad, but you're like, bro, I could not be happier. This is like the best day of my life. The ant's dead. This creepy freak is dead.
Literally, the predator is dead.
Yeah, it's like it's the end. It's like getting to the end of Predator and crying when Arnold kills it.
Yeah.
Like, nah, what happened? You're just like, yeah.
I don't think it.
Same thing.
All right, sure. Okay.
Hey, man, it's a predator. Hey, different creature, same name.
Predator.
What can I say?
Predators, no predators. What can
Hey,
I say,
you
man?
tell me, Chris-
They got each other on speed dial.
It doesn't matter which Chris Hansen would have gotten both. That
Is true. Chris Hansen would have killed both of them.
Yep.
Straight up, man. That is true. Yeah, that was who killed her, like behind the car. Chris Hansen in the truck, bang, slams right into her and sends her to hell. That would have been a great twist. Isn't that crazy? They literally got him for a cameo appearance for that. Man, I would have paid so much money to see that.
Chris Hansen kills his aunt.
Yeah, bro, come on, that would have been great. That would have been great.
Oh my
Missed
God.
opportunity, guys. Maybe next time, you'll get it.
Holy yeah, I just keep envisioning it. I'm just like, that'd have been peak cinema.
Peak
That'd have been it.
cinema, baby.
That'd have been I think even the worst thing is just that he mentions, like, you hear him through the film, he mentions how his aunt was his favorite person. Kind of like he's trying to, like,
well, he's trying to push away the memory,
yeah,
right?
he's trying to lock it away and like reinforce it with some kind of false positivity.
Yeah, he's trying to believe that what the relationship he had
That
with
was the
Sam
thing
was
that
good.
freaked me out too, is how he said Sam, who he was, bro, is infatuated beyond belief, man.
Yeah.
And he said she reminded him of his aunt. That freaked me out. I'm like, bro,
Yeah,
that is weird.
I was just like, what do you mean
like,
by
right
this?
when he made that comment, like, maybe this girl isn't the one for you, though.
Right?
I was just like, that is not the comparison you want to make.
Yeah, but at the same time,
It's the only kind of woman he kind of like.
it's not even that, but at the same time, he was pushing away all the negative, like the truth of the relationship with his aunt. He was thinking of only the positive ones. So the positive things that his aunt had,
And he also
Just think of
mentioned that,
that.
she was a very sad person who always got hurt by the men in her life.
Yeah, and well, Sam was no different.
Oh God,
She
Dude,
went like
again reiterating, like, it's wild how these people are real who, for the life of them, keep choosing the worst people.
Yeah.
And they're so obviously the worst people, and they still choose them.
Yeah.
Time and time again. And they'll always cry, why is everyone so mean? Why are men and women
men
so
ain't shit.
bad?
All women aren't loyal. The people who say this, the men and women who say this, it's you. You're the problem. You literally have to start picking better people.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. You're picking all the worst of the worst. You're attracted to the worst of the worst. And it was like Paul Rudd's character said it best. People choose the love they think they deserve.
One of the best lines I've heard.
One of the greatest lines
that
I've
was so
ever
good.
heard, and that will stick with me for the rest of my life because it was so damn good.
Because you see these kind of people who basically stay in these relationships.
I feel like some of it is just like they're not even self-aware of it.
No,
That's
I
I think that's the biggest problem.
I also think it's a layer that they're too comfortable as well, and losing that comfort scares them, even though they would be far happier.
Oh, with a
it kind of like,
they're in a relationship they're not a fan of, but they've been in it for so long they don't know how to leave it, or they
because they're comfortable within it,
and they're scared to go back to being single.
Because they're going to be like, oh, it's going to be too hard to find someone else. It's that comfort,
Yeah.
and which becomes really dangerous.
Yeah, and you start to sit in relationships that you shouldn't be in.
No.
And you sit in relationships that are just,
they're not working.
It's not working. It's never gonna work. No matter how hard you try, it's just it ain't gonna happen. And I feel like not even that, but they even showed a great example in this film when Charlie started dating Mary Elizabeth. You could see that they just weren't there for each other. Every book he would read, she would just shit on every book he was reading.
She shit on his hobbies.
Shit on his hobbies. She was shit on every book he was trying to read instead of just say it's dog shit. Like, bro, you can't date somebody like that who's just putting down the things that you enjoy. Like, right there, that's a red flag. Or even someone who's like clinging. Like, she was calling him 24/7.
Oh my God, I hate clingy people so much. Holy shit!
I could not ever in my life date somebody clingy.
No.
I can't do it. I need me time. There needs to be time where I could do things by myself, and I don't have to worry about you completely losing yourself because I'm not there for 1 second. That there's nothing more annoying than that.
Yeah.
Like, literally grow the hell up. All right, you're an adult. You're not a baby. You're not a child. You don't need someone with you 24/7. I love you, but for the love of God,
No, I agree. I think that
get a hobby.
That clingy, obsessive nature is like the definitive. Like, no matter how nice this person is,
They can be super nice. They can
how
be super
attractive
attractive.
they are. Like, literally, get out now. It's not going to get better. In my experience, these kind of people do not change. They don't change. And, you know, that neediness shows a level of what their expectancy are.
It's not even that, but it's a level of insecurity.
No, but not just that, but it shows what they're expecting out of a relationship, right?
Yeah. 100%.
And, like, pursuing that relationship in any sense, this is what you're going to be putting up with.
Yeah.
They're not going to magically change overnight and not be clingy anymore.
No.
Run! Escape! Run for your lives.
In some relationships, you shouldn't be in it. And, you know, don't be blinded. You know, don't be blinded by infatuation. Don't be blinded by how attractive they are.
Also, one of the biggest ones, do not be blinded out of loneliness.
Yeah.
Just because you're lonely doesn't mean you have to be desperate enough to pick the latch onto the first person. Because some people target lonely people because they're easy targets that they know. Like,
some people rely, like some people, like they'll just show, like as soon as someone gives them even the littlest bit of attention, they're just like they're hook, line, and sinker, and they're gone. And it's just like you shouldn't be like that. You should like genuinely go with someone who you truly you can see an end game with.
Not even just that, but get to know them first. You know, don't just latch on because you got a bit of attention.
Yeah.
Really try to understand who's this person.
Like, that's why I genuinely hate modern dating. It's all dating apps and stuff like that. I can't use dating apps. I can't do the modern dating thing. I can only date somebody who's been my friend. You know, I need to be friends with them first, and then I'll date them. I don't like the whole like, all right, let's go to the coffee shop. Let's talk about whatever and stuff. I don't want to do the same thing over. It almost feels like dating becomes like, it's almost like you're a job application. You're putting in your resume at this point, and I just don't like it. It feels weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think from my mind, like, you know, like you said, like a job application, that's not really what a relationship should be.
No, but the thing is, dating apps have worked. There are people who have successful relationships through it and stuff like that, but it doesn't work for me. Like, it's not my thing. No. You know? I need to be friends with somebody, and then I'll date them. You know?
I have to make sure I genuinely like this person. Like, predominantly, like, I have to understand what are the cons, what are the pros, right?
Yeah.
Like, everyone has flaws. And you have to see, you know, are these flaws not that big a deal where, you know what, I actually can just see past and really like this person.
Yep.
You know, I can laugh about these flaws and we can kind of like, it's not the end of the world.
Yep.
But then there are these flaws where it's like, oh my god.
And not even that, but be sure and here's the thing, have standards and know what you want out of another individual, you know, out of a partner. You know, like, for example, like a prerequisite of mine is like they have to work out. I've not dated a girl who's ever worked out before, weird enough, but it's like it's so important to my lifestyle that I feel like I need somebody who also shares that lifestyle or that shares the enjoyment of that lifestyle with me, because I'll never get rid of it and I'll never leave it. It's not a hobby at this point. It's literally a lifestyle. And I need somebody who shares that. You know, you have to understand what, you know, you have to really think about what you want in a relationship. And, you know, it's not as easy as just me like, me date. You know, there has to be more to it. You know?
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing nowadays. I feel like a lot of people are just like, they don't really look for that depth. They look for that surface level. They get into relationships, and then it's like kind of like a little too late when they realize, oh my god, this actually really sucks. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I had an ex, and I dated her, and it was the most miserable thing ever. Miserable. Broke up with her. We're still friends to this day, and honestly, we are such better friends than ever dating. It just didn't work. Some people are literally, you're not meant to date. That is it. That is a fact of reality. Just because, you know, you have some attraction doesn't mean it's something you should pursue. It really does not matter. It's not enough. Like, oh my god, it sucked. It really sucked.
I remember that one.
I made a lot of horrible choices.
Yes, you did, sir.
And I regret them. But, you know, I learned from it. And I think that's the biggest positive, you learning from them. If you didn't learn from it, then you're screwed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Just like anything in life, you know, you succeed. To succeed, you have to fail. That's just how it is. Some people get it the first shot. Some people don't. It's just how it is. I forgot what we were even talking about for a few minutes there.
We were talking about like relationships in contrast to like Charlie and what he was experiencing.
Oh yes.
Yeah, with like Mary Elizabeth and how it was just like it was obvious.
No, you're right. They weren't meshing. They were not connecting whatsoever, dude. They were just polar opposites.
Yeah, but it was because Charlie just didn't know how to say no.
Well, well, not just that. He went to the dance with her, but he didn't think that meant we're gonna date afterwards.
Oh my god, that was the funniest thing.
That actually, when she said, "Oh, you know, I'm so glad you're my boyfriend," dude, I felt my heart sink for her.
Yeah, me too.
Like, bro, I was just like, because even I thought them going to the dance doesn't mean anything.
I thought it was his friends.
Right? That's what I thought. And then when she said that, I was like, no,
yeah,
no. You know, and it's just like, it's scary. You know, intentions have to be clear. Holy shit, man. I don't know. There's like top 10 most frightening things I've ever heard. Yeah. I feel like those, like, that is frightening and MatPat is frightening. Those are things that frighten me. That's what keeps me up at night.
MatPat and people believing you're in a relationship now.
When you're not.
Yeah.
You're just being nice. You know? I was just being nice, and all of a sudden you take kindness out of context. Well, no, not out of context, but you take kindness as something. Why is it that people feel like when someone's nice to them that they like them? Why can't someone just be like, you know, like, why can't you just be nice to people? When you're nice to people, they take it out the wrong way, and all of a sudden, like, wow, you're so nice. Wow, you know, all of a sudden they want to date you and stuff like that. Kid, you just not.
It's not even just that. Like, they'll ask you, "Are you interested in me?" It's like, no.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not why I'm nice to people. I've had people do.
So why do people always think that when someone's nice, there's ulterior motives behind it? It's just like, I just want to be nice. I'm nice to you because that's just who I am.
Yeah, but you have to also think of the opposite of that. Like, don't you feel bad for these kind of people where the only times they ever felt like people were genuinely nice to them is for that reason?
Oh, because they were interested. Ooh.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, it is true because there are like losers out there. There are guys who are losers who are literally just nice to girls because they're interested in them, right?
And then once they find out the girl isn't interested, they kind of like
they flip the switch.
Like, oh, you're horrible. You led me on. Biggest losers ever. Oh my god. Like, holy shit, dude. You led yourself on. You put the leash on yourself and you walked yourself, bro. You're such a dumbass. Oh my, it's obvious, man. Like.
Yeah. That's true. No, but you make a good argument there. I didn't really think about that, but you're right.
Sometimes the experience with women is that, you know, the guys at times are only nice to them because
of they have ulterior motives. So okay, I can get that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, not even that, but it's just like, it's not even dudes. I'm just letting you know out there. It's not just guys who are like that. Girls are like that too. Maybe you've not experienced it. I'm sorry on the behalf of all you guys out there. I'm sorry you haven't, but it's a genuinely weird experience, and when you experience it for yourself, you can kind of understand how women feel. Like I it's happened to me multiple times now, to the point where it's just like, oh, this I have a better understanding. Like, I get what women mean, you know, when they talk about it. I'm just like, I do understand. Yeah, where someone's nice to you, but like because they have an interest in you, and you kind of like turn them down, and then they're just like. And they show their true colors. You're like, oh, bro, it's crazy, man. They literally go ape shit. It's insane. Yeah, I've been there and done that a few times.
A few times,
probably more. I don't know. Yeah, bro, I'm not kidding you. It's a serious problem. You know,
for them or you?
What do you mean? For them or for them? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I've had that problem with women. Did you not understand what I was saying?
No, I didn't mess with you.
Oh my god, bro! I started second guessing. Like, did I like misspeak or what? Like, what did I do? Like,
I'm totally screwing with you.
Bro, I was just kind of.
Man, that's fun.
You making yourself seem confused me. I was just like,
I'm really good at being confused.
Yeah, and I was just like, I believed that. I was like, man, now I'm confused. You know, it's contagious. Like, it latched onto me. Now I'm confused.
What's
going on?
Man? I guess it's just a theory.
That didn't even make sense. You just threw that in for the hell of it. Like,
I did. Another one. Boom! Got him!
Oh my god. Can you imagine, dude? We do like a reaction special guest, MatPat.
Can we have MatPat?
That would be really cool, actually.
Should I contact MatPat? Hey, MatPat, you want to do a movie reaction, bro?
Want to do a movie reaction with us? You get to pick the movie.
Yeah, we'll watch MatPat's favorite film. I don't know what it is. Quite frankly, I'm terrified to find that out either.
Yeah.
But
I'd like to hear his theory on it, though. Why is his favorite goddamn film? I hate myself sometimes, man. I just hate myself.
Oh, we've actually gone on for an hour.
We've gone
Holy shit!
Yeah, we've gone on for an hour, man. We've actually been. Bro, I told you that this would be easy for us to do. We have so much to say about things. Well, we have a lot of things to say about movies, but we also derail quite often. You know?
Yeah, I definitely derailed. Holy shit! I'm kind of like shocked.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We actually made it. We did it, guys. We surpassed our limits and crossed the threshold of 1 hour. We did it.
At this point, we'd be taking like questions from you guys, but
yeah, at this point we would have questions. But then again, if you made it this far, you know, you saw in the beginning. Ask us questions. You know what? Ask a question and put a pizza emoji next to it. If you do that, I'll know that you watched the entirety of this whole thing, or you've at least watched the ending. I will prioritize
Pizza
your,
emojis.
your questions will be prioritized with a pizza emoji on it.
Yeah.
So, interesting little tidbit for you.
Well, that's smart. The pizza emoji's the answer.
I am smart, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yep. I think we're just going to leave it at that. There's not much more to say, guys.
No.
We've talked about all 3 films. We've derailed a lot. We had a lot of fun. It was quite the adventure. It was very nice having you guys around to listen to us ramble on about these things.
Also, give us criticism. It's our first time trying a podcast thing. Maybe there's something that we've done, some kind of maybe rambling, some kind of things that we've done that maybe you're not the biggest fans of. You know what? Just let us know. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I kind of don't give a shit. I understand we're very new to this kind of content. We're going to suck, all right? It's a fact of reality.
If you have any criticism of anything that we should do, let us know down below. Yeah. Actual criticism, just don't say, oh, one's loud, the other one's fat.
Yeah, why don't you just lose weight?
Yeah, or why don't you just shut up a little bit? You know, if you have like genuine criticism that we could actually apply to future videos for these podcast things, then by all means go ahead. But if you don't, go to hell. All right, straight go to hell. I don't care. I don't want to hear anything you have to say, all right? So on that note, I think we're just going to peace on out, guys. That's just how it is. We're going to end this.
We're gonna head on out. I don't know what we're doing tonight. I have no plans. I'm probably just going to go play classic World of Warcraft.
Oh, yeah, classic hardcore
Dude,
WoW.
Yeah, man, I'm level 27.
You know, going the distance. I'm level 16, man.
I don't know if I think I'm going to die eventually. I'm ready to die. And if I die, I swear to God, I'm not playing this stupid game again. I've invested so much damn time.
I mean, that's the thing about classic WoW. If you die, it's kind of like you take a break and you come back to it, right? Because it's just like you have to grieve the loss of your character. Especially if you're not streaming it or making content, you have to take time to grieve for the character. Enough of this. We're rambling again. We're derailing, guys. We got to end this shit, all right? Adios, guys. We'll see you next time. Let us know what you think about this. If you liked it, cool. If you didn't, go to hell. Bye.
Bye.